Long before telescopes or clocks, the Maya gazed at the heavens and saw eternity in motion. Their eyes mapped the stars, their minds measured the moon, and their hearts found meaning in the rhythm of the cosmos. To them, time was not a line, it was a living circle. Every dawn was a rebirth, every eclipse a whisper from the gods. They built pyramids aligned with planets, calendars carved in stone, and cities that pulsed with cosmic harmony. The Maya were not dreamers of destruction, they were architects of cycles. In their temples, time itself was sacred geometry. As other civilizations measured power, they measured balance. Each number, each day, each star had a soul. Their gift to humanity was not prophecy, it was perspective. And even now, the universe keeps the time they once taught us to hear. The Mayan calendar was not a prediction of the end. It was a map of forever. Known as the Long Count, it traced cycles spanning thousands of years, where each ending gave birth to a new beginning. Every era, or Baktun, was a cosmic heartbeat, marking the renewal of existence. When the 13th Baktun ended in 2012, the modern world trembled, but the Maya smiled from the past. They knew endings were illusions, mere shadows of transformation. Their calendar united the spiritual and the mathematical, the celestial and the human. They saw time as divine breath, exhaled and inhaled by creation itself. To them, counting time was sacred prayer. The Maya did not fear the future, they calculated eternity. In their wisdom, time was not fleeting, it was infinite, alive, and divine. To the Maya, architecture was not stone, it was sky turned solid. At Chichén Itzá, the pyramid of Kukulkan became the calendar of the cosmos. On the equinox, sunlight ripples down its steps like a serpent of fire, the god descending to earth. Each of its 365 steps marked a day of the solar year, woven into the dance of light and shadow. The structure was both temple and timekeeper, reminding all that heaven and earth were one. The Maya did not separate art from astronomy, nor faith from mathematics. Their temples breathed with purpose, their shadows told stories of precision. Even now, centuries later, the serpent of light still slithers down its stairway, proving that truth carved in harmony never fades. The pyramid stands as their message to us. Understand the rhythm, and you will understand creation. Beneath the canopy of time, they looked upward and mapped eternity. The Maya charted Venus, Mars, and the Moon with a mastery that humbled even modern astronomers. They knew Venus disappeared and reappeared every 5024 days. They recorded every cycle with divine precision. Their observatories were not built for worship, but for wonder. To them, the heavens were a mirror of life below, order reflected in chaos, light balanced by shadow. They saw that the universe was alive, thinking, breathing. Every eclipse, every comet was not omen but orchestra, the cosmos keeping its rhythm. Their science was not detached, it was devotional, and through it they found unity between the mortal and the infinite. They did not just study the stars, they conversed with them. Death, to the Maya, was not tragedy, it was transformation. They believed that the universe itself was born, died, and reborn in endless rhythm. The gods perished only to rise again in brighter forms. Humanity's fate followed the same pulse, the eternal loop of creation. Every ceremony, every offering echoed this cosmic dance. To shed blood was to feed life, to die was to nourish the stars. Their mythology spoke of worlds before ours, each destroyed and reborn anew. Time, they said, is a serpent swallowing its tail, devouring only to give birth once more. They taught that to live wisely was to live in harmony with the wheel of existence. The Maya saw no fear in endings, only the promise of another sunrise. And in that truth, they found peace deeper than immortality. Every day had a god, and every god had a moment to breathe. The Tzolk'in calendar was the sacred rhythm of the universe, 260 days, woven from 13 numbers and 20 divine signs. Each day carried meaning, a destiny tied to its god. A child's birth determined their purpose, a farmer's planting followed cosmic harmony. Time was not measured, it was lived. The priests were not rulers, but interpreters, guardians of the divine clockwork. To lose balance in time was to lose balance in life. The Maya found spirituality in precision, holiness in mathematics. Each rotation of the calendar reminded them that existence was partnership, not possession. They lived as guests within eternity's house and honored every moment as sacred. They wrote not to remember, but to awaken. Their codices, painted on bark, folded like waves of light, carried the secrets of the cosmos. Within them lay medicine, astronomy, and the language of gods. The Dresden Codex, one of the few survivors, still tracks eclipses and Venus's orbit with divine accuracy. When invaders burned their libraries, they tried to erase an entire universe of understanding. Yet truth, like fire, cannot be destroyed. It only transforms. The symbols that survived now speak across centuries. Their colors faded, but their meaning eternal. The codices were not scripture. They were dialogue between human and divine, and through them, the Maya proved that wisdom, once born, cannot be buried. Every page was a heartbeat of creation, and it still echoes. The world feared 2012, but the Maya never feared time. Their prophecy was not about apocalypse, but awareness. They saw the end of one great cycle as the dawn of renewal. The collapse of one world allowed the birth of another. The error was never theirs, it was ours, in misunderstanding eternity. The Maya never spoke of destruction, but transformation. The calendar's completion was a mirror, not a warning. What you see in the end, they might say, depends on what you carry within. The prophecy was an invitation to wake, to realign, to remember the sacred pulse of existence. For them, the cosmos did not end. It exhaled, then inhaled again. Their message remains, fear not the end of time. Fear the end of harmony. The stars were their scripture and silence their teacher. To the Maya, the Milky Way was not a galaxy. It was the world tree, its roots in the underworld, its branches in heaven. Souls traveled its luminous path after death, reborn among the constellations. The night sky was alive with meaning, every light a divine memory. They charted constellations long forgotten, finding gods in their movement and stories in their shimmer. To look upward was to remember where we come from. The Maya knew what we are only rediscovering, that the atoms in our bodies were once stars. They did not simply study the cosmos, they belonged to it. The sky was not above them, it was within them. The Maya built their cities not upon earth, but upon the fabric of the universe. Every temple, every plaza was aligned to celestial order. At Uxmal, shadows spoke to the equinox. At Copán, stars sang creation. Their architecture was living astronomy, poetry made of stone. They believed the divine could not be contained in books alone, but must be carved into the land itself. Each structure was a conversation between sun, stone, and soul. When sunlight kissed their carvings, gods awoke. Their cities were calendars you could walk through, stories you could climb. Even now, the jungle hides them, but cannot silence them. Every ruin is a reminder that harmony can be built, and that eternity can be designed. Every civilization faces its dusk, even those who knew the stars. The Maya's great cities fell silent under drought, famine, and war. Temples crumbled, libraries vanished, and the jungle reclaimed what man forgot. Yet the people did not disappear. They transformed, scattering across lands, carrying their wisdom in stories and ceremonies. The Western world called it collapse, but the Maya called it transition. One cycle closing, another beginning. Their silence was not defeat, but reflection. They returned to the forests, to the earth, to the rhythm that birthed them. Their time did not end. It folded, waiting to be rediscovered. Even now, their descendants speak the same language, watch the same stars, and keep the same sacred time. Time always returns to those who respect it. In the 21st century, as humanity races against its own clock, the wisdom of the Maya rises again. Scientists confirm what they long knew, that life itself moves in cycles, that balance sustains creation. Their calendar was not superstition, it was science infused with soul. It teaches that every ending hides a new beginning, that destruction and renewal are not enemies, but twins. The prophecy of 2012 was fulfilled, not as fire, but as awakening. Humanity is once again learning to live in rhythm with the stars. The Maya did not vanish, their knowledge simply waited for us to listen again.